Diogenes of Sinope was one of the most iconic and eccentric philosophers of ancient Greece. Born around 412 or 404 BCE, Diogenes is remembered not only for his radical philosophy but also for his bold and sometimes outrageous actions. He was a central figure in the Cynic movement, which rejected societal norms and material wealth in favor of self-sufficiency, virtue, and living in accordance with nature. Diogenes believed that the pursuit of wealth, power, and status only led to corruption, while virtue was found in simple living and rejecting the trappings of society. One of his most famous antics occurred when he was invited to a banquet hosted by Plato. Plato, trying to define a human, had once described man as a featherless biped. In response, Diogenes plucked a chicken clean of its feathers and brought it into Plato's academy, exclaiming, "Here is Plato's man." One of the most famous encounters of Diogenes' life occurred when he met Alexander the Great. Alexander, fascinated by Diogenes' reputation, visited him while he was sunbathing in the streets. Offering to grant Diogenes any wish, Alexander said, "I am Alexander the Great, and I can give you anything you want." Diogenes, without missing a beat, responded, "Yes, stand out of my sunlight." In another famous incident, Diogenes entered a public bathhouse and loudly proclaimed, "I am the only person in Athens who is truly free. I bathe in public." Diogenes would often eat in public spaces, making a statement about the hypocrisy of those who thought it shameful to eat in the street. When a wealthy man approached Diogenes, asking him to recommend a slave, Diogenes replied, "Yes, the man who believes that wealth and power bring happiness." When the courtesan Lamia tried to seduce him, Diogenes responded, "You should not offer your services to the truly poor, for they already have nothing." At a drinking party, Diogenes, disgusted by the excess around him, asked for a cup and drank water. "The truly wealthy," he said, "are those who need nothing more than water." One of the most enduring images of Diogenes is his wandering through Athens with a lantern, searching for an honest man. This act was not just a literal search but a metaphorical one, reflecting his deep skepticism about the moral integrity of those around him. Diogenes was a radical thinker who rejected the conventions of society, including its political and religious structures. He critiqued the idea that one needed material wealth to be happy, instead advocating for a life of simplicity and self-sufficiency. Despite his eccentric and often scandalous actions, Diogenes' philosophy had a lasting influence on later thought, especially on the Stoics, who followed many of his ideas. Though Diogenes didn't leave behind written works, his life was a statement. His actions and his philosophy remind us that sometimes the most profound ideas are not found in books or speeches but in the way we live. Diogenes died around 323 BCE, but his legacy lives on. His life and antics serve as powerful reminders of the importance of living authentically and rejecting the false constructs of society. Diogenes of Sinope challenges us to ask, what truly makes a person free? Is it wealth, power, or is it living a life true to one's own values, unencumbered by the pretensions of society? His legacy, both as a philosopher and as a man of action, continues to inspire those who seek truth in the most radical ways.